Hi, Anand.
Hey, was that you, Jaden? I just heard a voice.
Yeah, that was me.
Great.
Hey, I just wanted to
Hi,
check
Kate.
in.
Hi, Adam.
I,
Shadi.
I just wanted to check in how I'm doing on participation points and not missing anything
I
highlighted.
think you're good, Jaden. You're good on class participation, and you're asking all the right questions in the Reddit. And when you ask questions, just make sure, like you've been doing, to provide context as to what you've already done and what you expect to see and what you don't see. You've been doing that. You've been doing a good job there so far. So that's okay.
Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything with those announcements.
Yeah. At the end of the day, here's the thing, okay? At the end of the day, don't worry about the grades. Even if the grades tank, your goal should be to see how I can pick up the skill to enrich your own life, because this piece of paper that you get at the end is not going to help you for more than a couple of months after this. But once you pick up this knowledge, then it will basically make your day. It'll save you, and it'll provide for you when there's nothing else to help you. So your goal should basically be to pick up this useful skill that other people are using to make huge changes in their lives and the world. So don't worry so much about the grade, okay? So we can start as usual, I think at 8:10 or something, and you guys can feel free to have a conversation until then. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Today, I'm thinking we'll start experimenting with sorting techniques. Okay, nobody really took that game to the next level either. So I'm wondering if it's really worth it to start all these exciting projects in class when, it basically it's just my effort and nobody else is doing anything on top of that. Well, some people are some people are taking it and, producing some output to share. But these are supposed to be fire starters, conversation starters, or seeds to help you. These are seeds that I throw out to, let's say, identify people who are sparked by computer science. Right? Because everybody can get an adequate knowledge of computer science, but some people are ignited by it and saying, wow, there are so many things I can do. Let me try this and this and this, right? So how do teachers find out who they are if they only make sure that they teach what is required and say, okay, that's all you guys need to know. And that doesn't set the stage for, for shining, for students shining. So that's why teachers, I think, often, in addition to all the work that you have to do, toss out these nuggets or seeds for further expansion, further exploration, and more interesting work, so that it's like bait, right? You toss it out and see if there's any interesting fish in the sea, right? Who are really jazzed up by computer science, saying, wow, I've now found a whole new way of solving things. I never knew this before. Now, what else can I do with this, right? Can I take this to the next level? And things like that. So how do I find out who's excited by it rather than who wants to get through it so that they can go on to whatever they need to do next, right? So that's why typically I toss out these problems, not just in 2A, 2B, 2C also, right? I toss out these problems, and you'll be surprised. If you go on to CS2C, you'll see a lot of students actually picking up these problems, okay? So, and these are not simple problems like we do in 2A. These are some really sophisticated problems that require significant mental engagement, right? Involving mathematical thinking and serious implementation and experimentation, recording of data and looking at these things. And I find that there are students in CS2C. Well, not all of them, obviously, but usually about 1% to 2% of the class. That's if I have 100 students, maybe one student. Sometimes I get lucky, even if there's 50 students, 3 or 4 students might pick it up. But that's the kind of attitude that will really take you to great lengths out there. Just not, and also when you start working, I know, right? There are employees who will go the extra mile if there's something in it for them. I don't know if you, well, it's too early for in your career maybe, right? But there are employees who will do a decent job, right? Who will do a decent job, who will do a good job even, and they will go the extra mile and stay night, overnight, and do things, you know, on their own time to make something better and bring it in. If they're getting something in return for it, they're good to have. They're good employees, obviously, but there are exceptional employees, right? And exceptional hires who will just do it, whether they're getting something in return for it or not, right? They'll do it. They'll say, wow, we did this. I did this yesterday, check it out. They said to your manager, right? Check it out. I did this yesterday, and then 15,000 people more per 100,000 people can benefit from this, right? You know, if 15% more people can benefit from this tweak in the operating system, or, you know, Android or something like that. And so the same attitude will carry you through your jobs also, because managers also are like professors in a way, because they're trying to get the job done at the end of the day, but at the same time they're also looking for people who go above and beyond for no particular reason that benefits them immediately, right? They're doing it for the sake of the problem, for the sake, because they're interested in it and they want to see how cool it would be and things like that, right? Not for more bread and butter. And so once if you find a job that lets you explore that side of your personality, meaning that here's a job where I can do things extra without having to get paid for it, right? Even though there are aspects in this job where I can do things and not get paid for it, but people will appreciate it, and also, you know, it'll improve the life of many people, and it's just interesting and cool stuff. I'll go ahead and do it. You should keep in mind that people will notice that, okay? Even though it may not be required on your annual review and saying, you know, I have, you know, performance review, I've done this, and so on, so forth. Even though it may not be required to report there, you can rest assured that higher ups in the company are noticing that, and all of these will come back to repay you in big ways down the line. Okay, so that's the reason why these problems are important to take on and tackle in your spare time. Okay, I know that some of you are probably, you know, especially the guys in UCs, especially Santa Barbara, right? They have finals next week, and you got to be, you know, I know you have a time crunch for those things, but after that you have time, right? After that you have time, and other people who don't have finals next week and you have time, you should take it on yourself to dive deeper into this fascinating sea of computer science, because otherwise you're not getting value for money. That's what I told my 2C students too yesterday, right? You're not getting value for money. It's like, you know, going to a buffet and saying, I'll pay $100 for the buffet, but I only want that little salad in the corner, okay? And that's like the stupidest thing we can do, right? The stupidest thing. If you want to basically give money away, you can do that. But otherwise, who would do that, right? So you go to a place, you're going to try and eat as much as you like, and have a good time at it, right? Anyway, so if you have any questions, any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, this is my plan today. Unless you guys want to take over the code from last week and take it to the next level, you know, you guys doing it and I'm watching it for the first half hour, that's perfectly fine. Or even like, don't watch it if I'm just within earshot and I hear you guys working on that code, you know, taking that race and making that, because we still have time, right? We have the whole of this week, and you know, the whole of the Thursday and half of today, right? Even if you take half of today's class to work on the race problem from last class, that's okay, right? You let me know if you guys want to do it for the first half hour, and I will turn the laptop around, pick up the code. Who was coding last class? It wasn't Kate. Was it Jaden? No, not Jaden. Actually, it was someone new. Who was coding?
Yeah.
Adam, were you coding last class? Who was coding last class?
Might have been me last class.
Yeah, it was Tim.
The class before.
Tim, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. So do you have the code with you, right? You have the code with you.
It was on a different computer, but I think I have it saved.
All right. Or if it's on that shared site. We coded on online GDB, did we? No. I think it was on your local.
It's on the GitHub.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the red folder.
Okay. All right. If you guys want to take that to the next level, right? Saying that you want to do this race in an interesting way, add your own ideas. As you're coding it, maybe Tim is coding it or someone else takes on, maybe Jose takes on to the coding, and then Tim basically take on Tim's code and they start, well, maybe someone else is here, maybe, and they want to code Lingchen or Shadi, that's fine. Or Hasanta also okay to, pick up the code, Tim's code, and start coding. And other people can now say, as Tim is coding, other people can come up with an idea saying, hey, I had an idea how we can impose a penalty for the speed of the user or the speed of the player if they have a stutter. Every time they have a stutter, we'll take the current penalty and multiply it by 0.9, right? So if they have 10 stutters, it basically is 0.9 to the power 9 times whatever the final score you calculate for the speed you calculate. Things like that. I'm just tossing ideas out. But if you want to do that for the first half hour, right, we can start coding at 8:45. If you want to just play around amongst yourself with the code, Tim's code shared, and someone else picks up the code and start editing, and actually turn into a really cool race, right? Five people racing, yeah, and it's actually, I think it's interesting practice, right? Especially if you're a piano player. Remember, because when you're they ask you to practice, right? 2 fingers like that, bam, 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 bam. How fast can you do it without stuttering and things like that? And because some measures you have that, right? You have to do that, and tools and things like that. So it would actually be a good game that lets you get good at piano trills, right? So you have to do that JK thing, or maybe practice for the notes that you have to go, like the Tchaikovsky pieces, little finger on the far left and things like that. Okay, those keys need to be pressed. So you can come up with these interesting exercises and games, right? Exercises turn into games. And say, well, for this, so level 1, you only do JK. Level 2, you're going to play with 2 other keys, not JK anymore. There's going to be G and L. So you got to use your pinky and index finger, right? Level 3, maybe left hand Q and H, okay? And so you can do crazy things like that, okay? So you can take this game and develop that and say, hey, here's a game that will actually make you even a better piano player or something like that. All right, so do you want to do that? A half hour from now to play with that game and turn it into something. It's already something cool, I think. At the end of class, Tim's version was already functional, and it was that hey, actually, I forget, Tim. I remember that the race was actually Adam, right?
Yeah.
And then so with you, we coded something else, right? Not the race. Oh yes. With you, we coded the gradient design. I totally forgot. We left the topic of the race. Okay. All right. So you can if you want to play with either gradient descent and fix that problem. There was actually I noticed after I looked at the code for gradient descent, there was actually a bug. Okay, in x plus delta x. The delta x was 2 different values in 2 different places. It was 0.0001 in one place and 0.01 in one place. Okay, so it's better not to use 0.01 and 0.0001 like constants like that, but basically say delta x instead of that value. So when you calculate, you'll say the slope. You're going to say instead of x2 minus x1, you're going to say f of x plus delta x minus f of x minus over delta x. Isn't that the equation for calculating the derivative, right? Those of you who know calculus, you take the limit as delta x tends to 0, f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x. That's the derivative, isn't it? F of x plus h minus f of x, f of x plus h minus f of x over h as the limit of h tends to 0. That is the derivative, isn't it? That's the slope. And that's exactly what you calculated empirically, except that you said, okay, my delta x is going to be 0.01. So I'm going to say f of x plus 0.01 minus f of x divided by x plus 0.01 minus x, that's 0.01. So now if you make that 0.01 smaller and smaller and make it close to 0, 0.00001, like 10 to the raise 25 zeros and 1, you're essentially making that smaller and smaller. That's what in calculus we say as the limit of h becomes closer and closer to 0, as limit h tends to 0, as delta x tends to 0, we're saying get that smaller and smaller so that we get closer, zoom into the parabola so that it doesn't look curved anymore. At this very, very tiny place, it looks like a straight line. So I can measure the slope as though it is a straight line and say that is the instantaneous slope at that point. Does that make sense? Was that explanation helpful in, maybe you already understand the concept of derivatives and all in calculus, but that essentially that's what it is, okay? The derivative is nothing but the instantaneous slope in that direction, right? So in that direction, what is the slope? How steep is it? That is what the derivative is, right? And if you, and it's obviously possible to calculate a very approximate derivative by saying, x plus 1, f of x plus 1 over f of x divided by 1. Right? Technically speaking, f of x plus 1 minus f of x is actually the slope. Right? A very approximate slope for any curve is simply, you don't even have to take the divide and all or limits. The slope, the very approximate slope for anything is simply f of x plus 1 over f of x plus 1 minus f of x, because the denominator is going to be 1, because delta x is 1, isn't it? So, and in fact, you'll see that it works for straight lines, right? It works for straight lines because that approximate slope is actually the real slope for the straight line anywhere. So if you take a straight line, you can take the y1 minus y0, right? Where y1 and y0 are separated by 1 unit in x space. So basically f of x plus 1 minus f of x. That is in fact the slope of any straight line. You don't have to take the derivative, or you don't have to go any, do any fancy stuff there. Isn't it? Can you guys visualize that? Yeah, tell me if you're comfortable with this, right? Because I don't want to be jabbering, blabbering on, and it's not even making sense. Does it make sense for a straight line? The approximate slope is actually the actual slope, f of x plus 1 minus f of x. That is the slope, and in fact, it is the slope for any curve in an approximate sense. If the curve is not so tight, too many squiggles and all, you can take an approximate. For a parabola, f of x plus 1 over f of x will give you an approximate slope as long as you're not close to that place, right? Over here, you can take an f of x plus 1 over minus f of x. That is a slope there, and it will actually be equal to the actual slope if you calculate it using derivatives and all, right? Because out there, it's almost like a straight line. So the approximation will start failing when the curve starts looking more like a curve and less like a straight line. That's when you actually have to use the actual derivative. Well, okay, all right. I don't know. I don't want to waste any more time talking about this because you guys are not interested in this, apparently. So, okay, I will talk about it if you're interested in it. But otherwise, I'll just turn it around because I already took 5 minutes of your time. You guys want to talk or work on? You can work. Pick a program. Okay, there was a bug in the gradient descent program. You should actually get it to converge. Okay, it should converge and say this is the 0. This is the minimum point. You should do the search and actually exit the program. So if you like, you can take that program from last class, Tim's one, and fix the problem, all of you together, and say this is the way to calculate the minimum. Or you can take Adam's program from last week and say we're going to take that race and turn that into a race with some effects. Okay, so do you guys want to do that for a half hour? Just raise your hand if you want to do that, and I will basically give the screen to you. Hopefully one of you will pick it up and start coding, and you'll start experimenting together, right? Making tweaks and trying it out and running it and saying, hey, that works, that's really cool. Okay, applause and things like that. It'll be fun. Okay, give yourself a chance to have some fun. Okay, every class should not just be coming here and oh my god, I got to sit through this and listen to Anand for blabbering on and on, right? It shouldn't be like that. Why should it be a pain? A class should be a pleasurable experience where you're learning things, right? So when you go to a dinner, you actually go to say, you don't go to a restaurant and say, oh my gosh, I got to eat now. That's why you go. No, you go to a restaurant saying, oh, wow, cool, I'm going to go and try out all these new things, right? That's why you go to a restaurant. That's how a class should be. Okay, when you go to a college or a class, you say, wow, all right, new physics class, now let's see what I can find out of electricity, right? All these chemicals, I'm going to see some real magic here with, this chemical turning pink, and all these things are interesting. And so you should go to classes as though you're approaching a buffet meal, saying, well, there's all these really cool things I can sample. What can I get? Okay, so take that approach and you'll find that it's a great deal of fun. Okay, then I'll be listening to these incredible voices in the background saying, hey, these guys are having a lot of fun. Let me go and check it out. Okay, all right. So even before you guys call me, I'll be out here saying, hey, I want to look. Give me a piece of your cake, man. Okay, so that's the way you can attract more people to join your effort and say, I want to have more fun, right? It's like when Harry met Sally, right? I want to have what she's having, okay, like that. So you create a scene, a good scene like that, saying, hey, those guys are having a lot of fun, right? Let me join them and see what I can have for what I can have too, right? It is totally possible. It is totally possible to make every class like that. Right, unless of course, sometimes, very rarely, I don't think it may be the case at Foothill or any of the colleges I know, but I do know, right, when I was a grad student a long time ago and all, right, some professors might be total jerks, okay, and you can't have that kind of experience in class, right? You just have to go and listen to them drone on and then go out, and then there's a test and exam, and it's no fun at all, right? And at the end of the class, you only get a certificate saying you passed this class. And you'll forget about that very soon, right? In a couple of years, that would have been a bad memory. But many classes, I find, in my experience, lend themselves to having fun. If the student allows themselves to have fun, okay? Most of the time, like in real life, I find that people are not happy just because they're not allowing themselves to be happy. Because you can be happy if you want. But people don't want to be happy because they say, I can't be happy until I finish this, until I finish that. But you cannot finish that until some other contingent tasks have to happen. And that's not within your control. So why don't you just wait until that other thing happens and be happy, right? But people cannot, because that is overwhelming in taking up a huge chunk of our minds and saying, no, you can't be happy until that happens, right? So even though when we don't have any control over that. So you got to train yourself to be happy like that, and just like that in classes too, right? So you can have fun in learning. If people think that learning is fun, some strange reason, stupidly, I think, a culture shift maybe. Maybe it only happened in the last 50 years. Who knows, right? I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure in the olden days, when students went to learn, they actually went to learn and say, I want to learn something new and something cool. Right, but somewhere along the way, I think maybe the culture changed so that learning is looked on more as a way of, ensuring survival rather than having fun. Right, ensuring survival, I can guarantee today. Right, you guys are already up there. Okay, right now, think about it. None of you, not a single one of you in class today, needs to care about your survival. Okay, your survival is taken care of. If that is not the case, let me know, right? I don't believe that is the case at all. You can survive and live happily with a roof over your head, the government or your parents or some well-wisher, someone will take care of it. So in that sense, the part of learning that is concerned with survival is out of the equation already. So there is no need to panic, right? So people don't, people, I think of learning in class today as an unpleasant experience, because they think that if I don't learn, it's going to impact my survival, and they start panicking, right? At a subconscious level, maybe they're panicking and saying, I got to do this, and they're stressed, right? Panic causes stress. But once you take that equation, that out of the equation, saying, no, my survival is now taken care of already. I don't need to panic. If I don't understand anything, I don't need to panic. Right? Everything I understand is just going to improve, right? I've got the cake already. Everything I get now is just icing on the cake. Then your attitude is completely different. You'll start looking for enjoyment out of learning, right? So take some time out later on, maybe think about that. And then your mindset change will work wonders in your college life, okay? It will work wonders, because then you'll be going into class hungry and thirsty, right? If you're hungry and thirsty, you're going to eat and drink as much as you want, as much as you can. Right? If you're not hungry and not thirsty, and you go somewhere and it's got a lot of food, well, you're going to just nibble here and there and go out. Yes. So the way to get hungry and thirsty is to say, this is fun, right? This is a place where I can go to fill my hunger. Okay, so if you get that attitude somehow baked into your head, takes a little while maybe, right? But if you get that attitude baked into your head, I think you'll find learning to be a hugely pleasurable experience, okay? And then you'll bring that to bear, and you'll also be a great pleasure to all of your classmates, to your professors, okay? Everybody will be so pleased to see your face in class. Like I am very pleased to see all of your faces in class, right? Especially, that's why I always say, to switch on your cameras and all, because you're engaged, you're looking at the camera, you're listening, and not watching YouTube videos and asking questions. Okay, so the only way I could be happier is if you just carry that on into even past the class, into saying, okay, well, I want to have the same good time even though the class has ended. I want to work on this and see if I can have the same good time with my classmates, right? Because your classmates are going to be with you forever. Right? Your professor is not going to be with you forever, right? So maybe some of you are going to do my 2B and 2C, but that's it, right? The 6 months more, and I won't see you after that. But your classmates, you're going to continue seeing every, for the rest of your life, very often. So, the goal should never be to gel with the professor, right? The professors are just transient. They'll come and go, like, into your orbit and like a comet, maybe, right? So you're not even going to be circling, right? So they come and go. So, but your classmates, and other people that you work with, they're going to be your planets. They're going to be orbiting you for your life, right? So the goal should always be, how can I use the professor to connect more with my classmates who are likewise interested in the subject in the same way as I am, right? Because trying to connect with the professor is useless, right? Because the professor is just a resource. I'm just here to help you connect better with your own friends and classmates, who are the people who are going to make a huge difference in the world, right? Not me, because I'm just here to say, well, this is one of the ways you can try, but you are the ones who would make the difference. So you should take this opportunity to interact more with you guys, right? Each other. That's why I'm saying I'm happy to step away for a half hour. We can start coding in half hour, okay? At 9 o'clock, we can start coding at 9 o'clock. 1 hour is enough. And if raise your hand if you want this, I'll turn the laptop around so I'm not in your face, and pick up either, thank you, Kate, okay? Either Tim's code or Adam's code, or maybe even 2 groups, okay? It doesn't matter, 2 groups. And say, I want to work on the game, I want to work on gradient descent. 2 groups working on 2 different things. And then at 9 o'clock, we can just take stock. And if you have a demo, right, you can have a demo of the gradient descent program. We can have a demo of that and work on that. And obviously, only one of you can share the screen at any time. You can take turns, okay? You can say, hey, let's say if Kate and Tim, right, or Kate and Hasanta, right, two different people, right, who are coding. Maybe Hasanta is going to code the gradient descent problem that Tim coded on, and Kate is going to take on Adam's game. Right, and they're working, and Kate would say, hey, Hasanta, can I take the screen for 10 minutes, okay? And then she'd be coding, and people will be helping her, and then saying, Hasanta saying, hey, now I've got some progress, and I want to take over the screen and code with the rest of you, right? Keep doing that, and see if you can come up with some really cool demos, okay? And these demos can also be showcased on our forums. And if you have a really cool thing, we'll just put it up on a nonlinear media for future students to download and test. Okay, so this is a program created by Spring 22 students. Download it and run it, and you can play a game. Yeah, and it'll be there for posterity, right? Even after a couple of quarters, or even after a couple of years, you can always go back to that code and see. Okay, is that okay? So right now I only have Kate who volunteered. Please raise your hand if you guys are interested in this. Okay, and then you can do this. Otherwise, we'll just start looking at sorting techniques. Well, I'm pretty sure we can do sorting techniques even starting at 9 o'clock, so don't worry about that. Okay, Tim also raised, was that a thumbs up, Tim? Tom, okay, anybody else? We got, all right, Adam, Hasanta. Okay, Jose, you good with this? Or do you want a class, or you want to just observe or something like that? Ling Chen, Chadi, Michael, Kiki, Jaden says yes. Ling Chen, you good? We're good in coding with the rest of the people? Okay, okay, half hour, guys. Okay, Kiki, Michael, Shadi, you didn't get back to me, but I'm going to assume that you guys are okay with this coding, right?
Yeah.
Don't be off screen with your camera off and all. Please participate, okay? I want to hear healthy, lively interaction amongst all of you, saying, let's try this, here's an idea, right? And then as you try these ideas, you can also group brainstorm and say, hey, that's a really cool idea, Michael, but I don't know if I can do that in 5 minutes. However, Hasanta's idea looks like I can do it in 2 minutes, so let's do that first. So those kinds of things you can use to prioritize different people's ideas too. Yeah. Okay, all right, just call me, okay? If you're stuck and you think that something is going to take you a long time and you may not be able to finish what you've started in time, call me, okay? And I can just unblock you so that you can keep going on. Don't get stuck in a rut. Call me and I can help you by unblocking if I'm able to. But there's at least 2 projects that you can aim to show a demo at 9 o'clock. Okay, all right, thank you so much. I do want to talk to you about sorting and all, because there's so many juicy and interesting things there. But I'm mindful of taking up too much of your time just talking and talking and talking. Okay, I want you guys to code because that's where the pleasure, the secret sauce of computer science is in coding, and you guys should experience that more, I think, right? Okay, so thank you all. I'm just going to be here. Okay, I'm not disappearing. I'm just behind the screen. I'm just going to go make a coffee or something. Okay, so call me if you need me to come back. Thank you, and I hope to start hearing voices very soon. And share your screen. One of you should share the screen.
I was thinking we could do Tim's code since he just told us what the bug is. I'll share my screen.
Sorry. So with Tim's code, what was the original purpose again? To do a race game?
We're trying to calculate. Can't remember what you call it.
Oh,
Value
whenever
for
we're
x.
trying to find
X plus.
the minimum. Oh, why is it not scrolling?
Oh, right, when we were supposed to make it stop on a certain number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it was flickering between 1.4167 and 1.4166.
okay, so I just changed this a second ago. But we had it as 0.01 earlier, even though our new so we had earlier that x2 minus x1 was 0.1, but we changed it here, so that wasn't true anymore. So it's now 0.40. Okay, so that was one issue. We'll see how far down it goes. Okay, so we're trying to get to negative 1.4167. It looks like it's close, but it's like getting stuck right there.
Still the problem we were having.
Okay, so it's getting stuck. Let's look at this again. Okay.
Remember at the end of that class on Thursday, he gave us a hint saying that like the order of the if statements is important. I remember like after class I tried like moving the test above the learning rates, and that didn't help anything either.
Yeah, he said something about the order. I remember.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess good jog of memory. What was the ABS again in the L6 statement?
Absolute value of slope. this smaller. Hmm.
Yeah, because when I try to move, the check for absolute value of slope before the learning rates, it just stops immediately, saying the slope is like super shallow. I don't know why it shows that.
Oh, wait, hold on. It worked.
Oh,
I made these smaller. They were really, I mean, I made these bigger.
What I
Okay. So what he was talking about earlier, he said the bug was that the delta x's were different. And so I think he was talking about this number and this number. Earlier they were different. They're the same now. And then I had these really small for some reason. I don't know if that was the original code or if I did that on accident, but okay, well, this is what we wanted. I don't know if it had anything to do with this order, because this order looks right to me. Like if this was before, then it wouldn't make any sense. Okay, well, I think this one's done then. Did we want to do the one where we race? The like little men racing? Okay, because I think this is right.
Well, what was going on with the run racing? I forgot what our problem with that one was.
I don't think there was an issue. I just think we hadn't started it yet. But it was for a while, half of the little man, like the little man was like running across the screen, and then half of like his body just disappeared like halfway through. But I think we fixed that. I'm not sure when that code is from. I think
Yeah, because I think mine was just the names. It had no man.
oh, okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so we did one with the man moving across the screen, and then Adam's code was just the race with the names. Adam, is your code, did you post
Yeah,
it?
it should be
Was it like a week ago?
right there, May
Oh, here
24th.
we go.
excuse me, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do with the last program? Mine still keep running though. Which part you change?
Right here. So x plus 0.40
Zero,
and then
zero.
1, and it has to be the exact same as this number that you're dividing
Yes.
by. I changed that, and then this also, I have 0.01, negative 0.01,
Okay.
and then
Then less than 0.0.
yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, I got it. I was
Okay.
missing this negative. Thank you.
Oh, okay, does it work? Did you try it?
Let me see. Yes, it works
Okay,
perfect. Cool. Thanks.
yeah, nice. Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, so this one just has the names, right?
Hey guys, remember that Adam's program will only work on a terminal. We found that it doesn't work inside of online GDB.
Okay.
So yeah, either a Mac or a Windows terminal should work, I think.
Okay. So what we're doing is trying to combine Adam's race with the I think it was like Michael's code or something with the little man. Is it this? Jaden, is this yours? Do you remember? Okay, wait, May 24th,
May 17th was mine.
May 17th. Okay. Adam, did you want to do you want to keep doing yours? I feel
Yeah.
like more people can have a turn. I feel like I just did the
Yeah.
first one. Since it's already in your files, right?
Yeah.
Up in the terminal. Okay. I will put Jaden's in the chat so that you can see it, and then because you're gonna need that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then I will stop sharing, and then if you wanna
Yeah.
put yours up.
Okay. So, oops. Okay. Whoa, I don't know why that was. Forgot I had to. So, let's- This was the one that I think, I don't know if I did this. Oh, I don't even. Oh, I don't know why it's not. One second. Let's-
What's the problem you're dealing with right now?
I was trying to on the one that I did, I tried running it, but when it didn't. Oh, it was doing, oh, oops.
Was there like an error within the
It
code?
just,
Or
yeah, it just showed um uh, it just showed like this, the winner, and it just showed this. So I don't know why it keeps uh doing that. Yeah. Hmm.
It runs little better in online GDP though. Looks like.
It runs on online GDP. Okay, let me just run it there. Okay. Okay. Well, well, okay. That kind of just like went really fast. But I don't think this is the one that I did.
did you make any changes to the code?
No.
So what's happening here?
It just went really, yeah, it just kept going really fast. See, I don't know why. Oh, I don't even think. Oh, I think this was the code from the 12th. I think this one's the one that I did right here. I think. Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, it seems to be it seems to be like working as intended. It's just that then now there's something with this flickering effect.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing on my terminal, unless I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, no, this one's the code that we worked on the 24th. So I remember, yeah, I put that in the comments. So I don't know. I didn't change it, I know that much, but I don't know why it's looping like that. But then yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know. It's so weird because it was
Are you
work.
supposed to hit enter before you type the second row of
Oh,
jQuery?
okay. And I must have not. Okay. Let me do that again. Oh, whoops.
Wait, oh yeah.
See, it just keeps. Oh, it shows it kind, but okay, that's not. It like kind of. I don't know if it's just my
I
computer
think
doing it
online
or.
GDB is just a little glitchy. Like it just shows up like that.
Yeah, but it was doing the same thing on my terminal, so.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah. I took the same code that Kate posted in the chat there, and it works on my online GDB, but yeah, the visuals are very buggy just because how slow it is, I think.
oh, it works on yours.
Yeah.
Mm. Check. Hmm. I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. Um, oh, what does it do that to? Okay. Okay, so just 1 second. Let me boost. Okay. What is it? Oh, true. terminal. Okay. So escape. So player. Oops. So let's do 2 players. Let's go. Add. Yeah, it goes through it all and it just kind of it doesn't I don't know why it's not displaying it, but it does show like kind of like the pattern of the the race. It just but it just loops, it just goes to the end. So I don't know why it's doing that.
That is weird.
Yeah. Kind of. So this one.
Hey, Jaden, if you run the same code, do you get any results?
Let me check. Sorry. Let's see if this works in Xcode.
Yeah.
So, from when? Yeah. So, hold on. This is what I'm. This is what happens when I run it.
Can't see. Did you get a winner in there somewhere?
Oh wait, is this the race?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I popped up the wrong one. Let me see. This should be. Wrong one. God dang it, I'm sorry about that, miss. Should have gone ahead somewhere. I'll just make it. Sorry, just give me a moment. Can someone provide me the link for the race? Or which?
Okay, put it in the chat in Zoom.
Oh, okay.
What's the most recent one?
I'm here, okay? So I just hear a healthy conversation and discussion going on. That's why I'm not interrupting. So you can feel free to call out to me anytime you want, okay? I'm just sitting right here. I'm not looking at you guys, but I'm sitting right here.
Oh, the number. Number of players, not the name.
Oh, whoops.
I did the same thing.
Let's quit that then.
Also hit enter before the JKs.
God dang it. I keep forgetting how to play the game. Just put it on full screen. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's showing, but it's not. It just goes to the end straight, like straight to the end.
I think what's happening here is that, as you can see, so it is shifting then to the right. It's just that it seems to build an entire new section of frames just so that it can showcase the change, because as you can see here, so yeah, it's building a whole new set just to showcase where the change is located.
Yeah, yeah. So then
You don't have any way to widen your terminal there, do you? It almost looks like it's like word wrapping the output.
So I don't know how to. Oh, well, there
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
see?
All right, let's run it again. So just to make sure. Yeah, it's building a whole new section each time too.
Yeah, it looks like it's not clearing the screen in yours.
If you can slow down that building
Hey
part.
guys, I just wanted to, so that you don't waste a lot of time. The race will not work inside of Xcode. I think so some of you might have missed that place where we talked about that. If you're testing the race, it has to be run in a terminal so that it clears the screen. Inside of Xcode or VS Code, it won't clear the screen. It'll just print all the frames one after another. Is that the behavior you're seeing?
Yeah, that's the. Well,
yeah.
It was also...
So if you get the frames correct, all you need to do is just run it in the terminal. Go to the desktop or wherever you have the file, and then compile it and run it there. and then you'll see that the effect is visible. Do you guys know how to run it on your terminal? I think when Adam ran it, the code was on his desktop or something, and then we used Xcode to edit the code, but then we compiled it by hand in the terminal using the G++ line. If any of you are unsure how to do that, I can tell you that line alone, right? I won't tell you anymore to spoil your fun, but I'll tell you the line to compile it and run it, if you like. But it's there in the YouTube video, or you guys should know how to compile it on the command line. If not, let me know, right? I'll let you know how to compile it.
I'm trying to compile it on my terminal, but it did the same thing that Jaden's was doing on Xcode. And
all right, how about do you want me to take a look? Do you guys want me to take a look at this?
yes.
Yeah, it could help.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
that'd
How
be
about
great.
this? One of you take the code. Adam, you said you tried to compile it in a terminal and it didn't work. How about
Yeah.
you take the screen and I'll take a look there.
Okay. So desktop. Okay. So oops. Okay. Share screen. Oh, whoops. Terminate.
In Zoom, you'll have to share the terminal, or you can share the whole screen because we'll be switching to Xcode. So if you go to one of your desktops that is clean, and then share the whole screen, if possible.
Share terminal. Oops. Okay. So, oops. Terminal. Why is it? Okay, so like more like when I was in terminal, it was asking for the number.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't watching the screen. Okay, so enter
2. Just froze. Okay.
Oh, what? I see. What happened? We got it working before, right?
It keeps going.
Okay, kill it.
Oh, oops.
Control C out of it.
Oh.
Okay. Can you scroll up just a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Winner. Oh, it actually says the winner is Adam, and then it didn't terminate. It was keep going on and on and on. Okay. Well, we can take a look at the code and see what's going on. If you want me to. Okay. If you guys want to persevere and try and find out what the root of the issue is, because we had a working version a couple of days ago, right? Last week. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to compare and contrast and say, well, maybe that's a bug, and find the bug yourself, perfectly fine. Okay. I would encourage that. If you feel that I should look in the code and debug with you, you should let me know. Either way is fine. I think personally that the first way would actually be more beneficial to you guys, because 99% of our life as a programmer is spent in diagnosing issues and fixing problems, right? Because most of our programming is not writing code. Most of our programming is actually finding out why our programs don't work. So, so if you guys want to take this opportunity to do that, I will be more than happy to stand on the sidelines and watch you and help you out when you guys are irretrievably stuck. Okay, what you're seeing, the behavior you're seeing now is not a situation where you're irretrievably stuck. Okay, this is one of the simple bugs you'll face in your life as a programmer, and you'll come across the situation many times, and you can solve it by injecting cout statements, or and obviously you can't use a debugger here. You can, but it's going to be more of a pain to use a debugger, right? Here you can solve this bug by inserting cout statements and exit statements and things like that, and figure out what's going on. And this will be a very valuable exercise for you. Okay, very valuable, and it will stand by your side all through your education in computer science, because it will tell you if you have a problem like this, this is the way to zero into the problem and then fix it. You know, many times I've seen, even in big teams, when you have managers responsible for different org units, okay, and sometimes you have senior managers or vice presidents or who are responsible for multiple org units. Okay, so this person is responsible for 10 different org units. Now, sometimes what happens is that we look at the performance of the whole company and say, well, you know what, our stock price is nosedive, and our profits are going down, and we've taken a look, and of these 7 org units, that's where our costs, most of our costs are. Our org unit number 5, right? That's where everything is. And so a bad CEO will make a decision to say, well, we've got these numbers that are averages, and that org unit is underperforming, so we'll punish that by 10% layoff in that unit. Okay, 10% of the people are gone, or some bad idea, some bad solution, and that's bad because the leader of that org unit has taken the lazy way out and saying, well, we found that is where the problem is, but we're not going to drill down deeper because that org unit is composed of, let's say, 15 sub org units. Okay, so I'm not going to take, so I have a group average of all of them and say, oh, together all of them have a low average, so everybody should be punished. Layoff, right? Whereas a better vice president would say, well, that's where the loss is coming from, so let's drill deeper and find out which one of those 15 org units is tanking, because for all you know, 14 of those org units may be overperforming, right? 14 might be doing a fantastic job, and one unit is basically slacking off and destroying the whole thing. Yes, can you imagine a situation like that? So this often happens all the time, not just in programming, also in running organizations, big companies. When they say, there's a problem there, you'll immediately see, who's a good executive, who's a bad executive. A bad executive always reacts to group averages, saying, well, there's a group average that is bad, so everybody here needs to be punished, right? Some state is underperforming, so that I'm going to just punish the entire state of California, right? Rather than this particular cost center inside of California that needs to be fixed, like watering of plants or something like that. Right, but so the thing is, when we tend to do that, sometimes you get mixed results. Sometimes marginal improvement in performance, but a lot of good people get punished as collateral damage, and then the executive could just keep squeaking past because they're doing something instead of doing nothing. But that is a poor executive. A good executive would basically drill down and find out exactly where the problem is. And so that is exactly what's going on here. So this mindset, if you perfect this kind of looking at problems, not when dealing with humans, which you will, right? At some point, you're going to have humans. You're going to be managing humans at some point, right? So, but if you perfect the way of handling problems using inanimate objects like programs, then you can take the same approach and use it for managing humans to great effect, because you'll find that it pays off excellently, right? Because in the org unit that you've, as a successful vice president, you've managed to identify, No, we shouldn't punish everyone, right? Those 14 org units in my division, they have to be rewarded. They have to be given a bonus or a pay raise. But this org unit, 15th org unit, that needs to be, you know, drilled down more, right? And that's where the underperformance is coming in. That's where I'll cut staff, or, you know, lay off people, or look at a new way of doing things. Okay, so, and that is exactly what you're going to be doing here to inanimate objects like a program. And you're going to be taking this and saying, well, you know, here's what's going on. Let's drill down deeper and find out what's going on, right? So I'm happy for you to do that. It's going to be very, it's invaluable experience. And I can, you know, stand by again on the sidelines. Don't worry about the time, because even if I start talking about sorting next class on Thursday, we'll still have enough time, right? Because as far as sorting goes, I can tell you, we're not going to dive into the depths of sorting in CS2A. We'll do a little bit of sorting here, a little bit more in CS2B, but we'll dive into the depths of sorting in CS2C, where you have to basically get into the mindset of how sorting works. What is insertion sort versus shell sort? Why is shell sort better than insertion sort? And how much better is it? And can you do merge sort or, you know, quick sort in place? And all these incredibly interesting algorithms. You'll be completely immersed and marinating in it in just 2 quarters from now. Okay, so therefore, we won't go into that much detail. I'll just give you some teasers on Thursday, and we'll do some problems, which will get you thinking and trying to, you know, and experimenting on your own, so that next quarter and the quarter after, when you look at sorting techniques, you'll actually come already with your mind prep and saying, okay, well, I know how sorting works. Now let me look at how to make it better, or let's look at some interesting ways of doing faster sorting and things like that. Okay, so if you want, you can take even the rest of this class. I don't care. Okay, we have a lot of time. Do you guys want to fix this? I'm just as happy to sit on the side like I've done before, and I can either watch or not watch, preferably not watch, because, you know, then you can be more free to talk amongst yourself. I've shown you how to do it on the terminal now. Hey, Jaden, let me show you how to compile your code on the terminal. Okay, go. You hit Control-C and was it Adam? Is it Adam?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Adam, yeah. Do you know how to compile it on the terminal, right? Or I can show you now.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. So let's get that in your command history, so you can just do up arrow, right? So hit Control-C and get to the command prompt.
See.
I can't even see your whole screen, by the way. I mean, oh, you hit Control-C. Where is your no? Control-C. Kill it and hold and go to your command prompt. Control-C and okay, great. There you go. So do an ls space dash L. I want to see where that program is. Space dash L.
Okay.
Space. No, yeah, there you go. L. Yeah. Enter. Oh, I see. This is your home directory. I see.
Yeah.
It's your home directory, not your desktop. Where's your file? Where did you put your file?
Oh, in my desktop.
Yeah, so I see that's fine. So CD space.
Oh, okay. CD.
Type CD space.
Okay.
CD space.
Oops. CD space.
Capital DE and then tab.
DE. Desktop.
Okay, enter. Now do 2 up arrows and enter.
Whoa.
Okay, where's your file?
I can actually get it. 1 second.
You can copy it over to your desktop from wherever it is.
Okay.
Right? You can just do.
Wait.
Yeah, actually hit Control-C now. Control-C for a second.
Okay.
And I can tell you where Control-C, and just type in what I say. Right, CP space.
CP space.
/ US and then tab. US and tab. No, tab. Uppercase US. You know, you see the path up there. You want to get that entire path. US and then tab. US and then tab.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, tab,
Oh.
tab. Oh, USE, and then tab.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can just copy and paste too. You can copy the entire path and paste it.
Okay.
So Adam, I noticed this last class also. You should get into the habit of using Command C and Command V. Okay, they'll speed up your coding a whole lot instead of, because the mouse is a pain to use, right? You have to wait for the pop-up and all. Okay, all right. So up arrow, get the whole up arrow, up arrow.
Up arrow.
Okay, hit tab, hit tab. No, just one. No, okay, kill Control C. Yeah, Control C out of this. Yeah, backspace. Get rid of the exit and all. Yeah. Now hit tab. Now hit tab. Couple of times. Okay. Where do you have race.cpp? You don't have race.cpp? Class code slash.
Should be here. Class.
No. Where, I want to see where race.cpp is. I can't see where race.cpp is.
So I.
Oh, I see. No. All right. So here, don't do anything. Control A.
Oh, terminal control.
Control A. Okay.
Control A.
ls space dash L. ls space dash L. Space. Now Control E. Go back to the end of the line. Control E to the end of the line.
Control E.
Control E. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Now backspace and get rid of the desktop.
Okay.
Okay. Enter now. Great. Okay. Now up arrow again. Right. Get rid of RACE. Now enter. Okay. There you go. That's your race.cpp. Now up arrow again. Right. Type. Go to replace the ls space dash L with cp. No, you can't use the mouse there. You got to Control A. Yeah. Now you can. Control D will delete the current character. Control D 5 times.
Oh. Okay.
Control D. Or 4 times. Okay. Now type CP.
CP.
Now Control E to go to the end of the line. Now type race.cpp. Race.cpp. Now space. And then you just type tilde.
Type.
No. Shift backtick. Tilde. That squiggly character.
Oh yeah.
You need a space though.
Oh.
Not there. No, yeah, space and then tilde. Get slash. And then type DES and then tab.
Okay. What's it?
No space there. No space. No, uppercase D. Yeah. Tab. Okay, there you go. Enter. Okay, good. Now, if you go to your PWD and go to the desktop, do PWD. Enter. Okay, so you want to go to CD space tilde slash CD space squiggle slash desktop slash. You got to say slash squiggle slash desk capital D. Yeah, tab. Yeah, enter. Now, if you do an ls-l, you'll see the race.cpp there. You should see race.cpp.
Yeah.
There you go. You see that?
Yeah.
Now you can compile this. You can say G++ -O.
Dash
O. No, -O.
Oh, -O.
Race.cpp. No, the race space. Yeah, space -O.
Okay.
Space race RACE space race.cpp. And then space. I think we found this last class. A space.
Okay.
dash std equals, no, dash, dash, dash. Must be a Windows programmer because you're typing slash instead of dash all the time. All right.
Yeah. Windows
std equals
STD
equals.
equals.
No space there. It's crazy, isn't it? The way that these things have been designed. C++ 0x. C++ 0x.
C plus plus.
0x. Okay, that is your command line to compile. You can store it in your history, so you can always get it with an up arrow. Okay, and your code is in the, and you can hit enter now. It'll compile.
Okay.
And you don't have to copy it in your clipboard and all, because it's going to be in your command list. Now you can run it here, saying /race. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, when you're testing, you can just test with one run or two, right? You don't have to have two. You can just say, okay, yeah, there is a bug. Control C now, Control C. All right, okay. So now the way to edit this file is go into Xcode,
Oops.
This is the same thing we did the other day. Okay, so 2 times, hopefully it'll be more memorable. So share your Xcode window.
Okay. Okay.
Are you in Xcode?
Yes.
All right, now kill this window, right? Because this is editing a different file, not the file that you're going to compile. Kill it.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Yeah, kill it and hit Command O. Kill it. Hit the red circle.
Oh. Wait.
And in Xcode, hit Command O, because that'll let you open a new file. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay. Command O. Oh, whoops. And then this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Have you killed the window and Command O and open the one on the desktop? Is this the one on the desktop?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now this is the one that has the bug. And remember, don't compile it in Xcode. You can fix the bug here, but in order to compile it, you need to go back to your terminal and compile it with the up arrow and the G++ line. Is that okay? Right. So compilation and running, do it in the terminal. Debugging, do it in the Xcode window. This will be a whole lot easier. Okay. And to debug it, what you can do is just use one player, one racer, and also you can put cout statements and exit inside the loop to say, I'm only going to do one iteration and see what the output is before I go on to the next one and so on. Use cout. It's just going to be practice. Okay. It's going to be different ways of trying to figure out what is not working. There's something that's not working, and you got to get to the root of it. And that maybe you can consider that an exam question, right? Because then in exam questions in computer science, it's not like, a medical profession where, you get a brand new patient and say something is wrong with the patient, perform a surgery, and that's how you're going to be graded. They don't do it as a doctor, because you actually need to be good before you can actually operate on a human patient, right? But in computer science, we have the luxury and say, well, this is what you're going to be doing out in the field. Okay, you're going to be debugging something. You're going to be taking a program, cutting it apart and fixing it and suturing it back. All right, so you're performing an operation, a surgery on a program, but we can let you do that as an intern, as a practice programmer. You can actually do the real thing, that you'll be doing out there. So take that on as practice, and also consider this as an exam, right? Although I'm not going to be grading you on this, but think about this as an exam, because this is, this is what an exam should be, right? You do something, and what you're going to do out in the field, do it here, and then I'll look at it and give you points for that, right? In fact, this is what happens in our art classes, right? If you enroll in the ceramics classes at Foothill, in the final exam, during the final exam, Andy will basically have you sit down, because I did his class, right? Some years ago. He will have you sit down at one of the potter wheels, right? And he'll say, you're going to throw a teapot, or you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And then he'll just go walk around watching you guys, right? And he'll watch us. And at the end, we show him what we've done. And he'll make some secret notes on his on his notebook. And then that's your exam, right? Because think about it. That's a real professional skill. And that's how Andy grades it, as he should, right? Because that's what you're going to be making out there. He says he's a good potter, and then you go on and make these slipshod pots that don't look good. Nobody's going to buy your wares, right? So that's how you get examined in a professional in a professional skill or a class. So computer science is a professional skill, and just like medicine is also a professional skill. But we don't have the luxury of doing this with human patients, but here we have the luxury of doing it with programs. So you should take this opportunity to dissect the program and find out what the problem is. It is entirely within your ability. I can guarantee, okay? You have all the skills needed. It's just a question of bringing them to bear at the right places and the right times. If you do that, you can do that. And please take this opportunity. It doesn't matter if you take the rest of this class. This is going to be hugely invaluable for you down the line, okay? Trying to debug what the hell is going on here. Because remember, we already got it working when Adam did it last time. So you also have some reference code. So you can look at the code that was working and look at the code that's not working and say, why is it not working? Something is different. Let me find out. Are you guys okay with that? Do you want to do that or not? Right? I'll be here again. I'm going to be here. We have time to do sorting on Thursday. So continue, okay? And I think this is, you guys are on a roll. I think you're doing something really cool, right? So are you guys enjoying it? Because I hear voices and you're talking to each other and you're having fun. Yes or no? Great, okay, so I'm going to be here, and I'm not going to be cramping your style, so I won't be in your face. I'll just be listening, meaning that, hey, Prof, can you come here? Then I'll instantly turn this laptop around, okay? Otherwise, I'm not going to be looking at you. Please go ahead. And Kate, thank you for posting the code already on Reddit. So it's really cool. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Are you guys okay? I can't hear anything. Are you guys, do you guys want me to participate? Because I'm not hearing anything.
We're just analyzing and looking into the code at the moment. Just making sure.
Sure, okay, all right. So when you're looking into the code also, feel free to think aloud, because we're all just friends here. You can just think aloud, it doesn't matter. There's no wrong thoughts. So you can think aloud so that other people will also be engaged. And yeah, so please do that.
So, do we have like any ideas or clues on where this problem of the frames or it not clearing the screen may stem from?
Because what I remember when we looked at it, it was kind of like doing it in blocks, like when it was printing. That's a lie. Like each time somebody would advance, it would do it in a big bunch of, it would print like a bunch of, so I don't know where to go.
So we're still having the problem where it doesn't clear the screen.
Yeah. Where it doesn't show the progress, like,
We go to the clear console or screen clear functions. So that's where it should be happening, right?
yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Hmm.
Again, is this the code that you copied from Kate's provided link?
I believe
Zoom?
so, yes.
Okay.
Let me, yeah, oops. Yeah,
Because if you haven't changed anything to it,
no.
and you tried it in online GDB already?
Yeah, it did this, I'm pretty, when I ran it, it had the same issue.
That's strange.
Let me see. Hmm.
Do you think any parts of the code accidentally got turned into like the notes? Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened because it was working on the 20 last week. Um, yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
I just realized all the time I thought mine was working right, but I think mine's actually also doing the same thing yours is doing on GDB, but it's like it refreshes like fast enough that it looks like it's working right.
Uh,
So
maybe it's
do you
just
think?
going. Oh,
Do
what?
you think? Oh, I was just gonna say. Do you think the frames or like this problem is happening like when it's happening during the results? Because it doesn't seem to. Because there's no problem leading up to it, like the
Yeah.
enter your name, enter the JKs, and it just seems to be like somewhere around the results. So maybe we should.
Uh, like yeah, like it's. I know, like yeah, like it's printing too fast.
Brainstorm ideas, guys, and figure out. Try to come up with ways in which you can test it by inserting cout statements and running it to see what the values should be at different places. Those are all the techniques that you'll use repeatedly in many different programs. Yeah.
Right. So where it's supposed to clear the console, like he's saying, if we do a C out, like clearing console, and then
Like put a C out and
either there or in the function. The issue we're having is that it's just not clearing it, right?
yeah, it's going Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's going too fast. It's kind of like doing it in chunks.
Does it need like a time pause then between the frames?
Um,
I can't remember which was the one that like was in milliseconds.
mm, so
Mm.
um,
Would that size T number of frames have any effect?
where size? Oh, right here. Like
Yeah.
size T number of frames. Like make it
Isn't it all the way bottom that
Yeah.
go all the way to the bottom?
Yeah.
Like the sleeping fun? Isn't it that part?
maybe reduce it. Or
We can try it like few different way, reduce it or increase it.
okay. Command. Okay. Oh. This one. Oh. I'm so honestly, I'm I feel like yeah, I honestly do not know.
Would we just for testing purposes, could we add a use sleep somewhere like after the frame has been cleared, quote unquote?
Where? Like,
wherever it calls the use sleep or the sorry, the screen clear.
oh, okay. Just to use sleep.
Yeah.
I would say put a higher number, not without
Yeah, a
reducing.
higher one, a higher number too.
Like,
It used to be 50,000, I believe. So
Okay.
go like
Add a zero.
100,000.
Yeah.
100,000. Okay.
And if we
Even
run it,
the
see if
one
we
in
can
the
see the
bottom.
pause there.
Even the one in the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. 1,000. Okay. Oops. Oh. Okay. Two. Two. Oh yeah, it's doing the same thing.
Okay, you guys should continue to do this anyway, right? So continue to do this, fix this problem. I think it's possible. You also have working code from before, right? And it's not Kate's code. We took Kate's code and changed it, Adam. The code that you had was slightly different from Kate's code, okay?
Mhm.
So that's your code has the fixed bug. Maybe you're looking at the wrong code and modeled this after the wrong code, okay? So you can fix this. And let me put this out here. If the people who actually fix this and post on Reddit saying this is a fixed version of the code, these are the changes I've made, I can give them extra credit on questing, okay? Extra credit on questing in Canvas. So please do that. You have until Thursday, okay? Until next class, you have time, but don't put it off until the last minute. If you fix this and as a group saying this group of us worked on it and fixed it, and these are the 5 people that did it, I will give extra credit to all 5 people in Canvas. Okay, so this is a great opportunity for you guys to get together and fix this together and have a working race and say, hey, this is how it works. Okay, how about that? You know, you don't have to all, you know, people are going to drop off because we're coming up to 10 o'clock, but you don't have to go. But even if you all have to drop off, make a time to get together later on today or tomorrow, maybe in the STEM Center or in a separate Zoom session that one of you organize. Where I'm not there, get together, share your screen and fix it. You know how to compile it and edit it and save it and so on and so forth, and share that code and also say this is a bunch of people that worked on it. I'll make sure that all of you get credit for it. How about that? Is that okay? Great, great. Because, you know, I know that some of you are worried about your grades and you're asking about points and participation points and so on. So this is a great opportunity for you to get extra points. Okay, so take that up, especially since we're coming up to, this is week 9. There's only 2 more weeks of actually classes to be given to students. So this will be a great opportunity for you to keep topping up your scores that you already have, and plus get great experience. Okay, so I'm going to turn this laptop around. When nobody's here, please let me know. The last person to leave, please let me know so I can come and stop the recording. Okay. So I look for all of you again on Thursday. If you have any other questions, Shadi, you were asking something?
Yeah, I have to drop off for another class after, but
Yeah, sure, no worries, no worries. Yeah, Shadi, you can go.
But I was
go
hoping
ahead.
to speak with you before I leave. So is there a chance we could hop on a breakout room or something?
Oh, or why don't you pick another time today and just send me a Zoom link? All right, or send me a time and I'll set up a Zoom call for you.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you.
All right, no worries. All right. Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, you continue working until you all drop off. Last person to leave, just call me, okay? Hey, Jaden, do you have a question?
No. Yeah, no, sorry.
What is it? What is it?
Nothing.
Or save it up and ask me later. Okay, work on the code now.
Hey, I gotta go too, guys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to go too. So, yeah. Good luck, guys. Sorry, Adam.
See.
Sorry for if we couldn't be able to fix up the code, but goodbye.
But Professor, I think everyone is leaving, including myself. Yeah.
Okay.